Welcome to Response Book. So, one of the questions I've gotten a number of times from my friends during this process is why did I quit my job? Well, in addition to the reasons I gave in the book, there's one that I actually told a couple of people right in March 2024 as I was getting ready to exit, but it's something I didn't think about as I was writing the book. So, in my role as a program director and director of a department, my view during those 7 years that I have done that job for a couple of different organizations was that a significant part of my job was to be an intermediary between the executive director and upper management and the people I supervised. And in fact, unless this role has been specifically taken from you, I kind of view this as a central role of all managers, that you should act as a go-between or as somebody whose job it is to kind of relate between, the people above you and the people you supervise. And so in this role, one of the primary positions that or primary ideas I've held is that I have to believe that the people up above me truly value the employees up and down the organization and that they truly want to do best by the employees. And in this case, I don't believe that. As my grievance went on, after Family Service of Champaign County stole 120 leave hours I had earned, and then they conducted a grievance process full of lying and cheating and omitting information to prove that they had the right to steal in the first place, it became clear that they were simply going to prove it no matter how they needed to. They weren't going to follow any rules. They weren't going to give themselves any processes that they were going to follow. They weren't going to communicate with me when they had broken the documentation that didn't allow rules to work. And they just weren't going to follow any kind of process or best practice. They were going to do whatever they want, whenever they wanted, however they wanted. And they were just going to try to accomplish whatever goal they wanted, no matter how they had to do it. And, just as I said in the book, they implemented a new policy that basically put that in concrete, that there wasn't going to be really any processes potentially going forward. And so, because that was what I quickly ascertained, I didn't feel like I could look people in the eye and look at people in the face anymore and tell them that I believed that the executive director, Nicole, or the board at that time, led by the board president, Evan, actually had their best interest at heart. I kind of thought it was clear that they would simply do whatever they thought benefited the organization. And if the concern of an employee got in the way of that, they would just do whatever they needed to accomplish whatever they felt they needed. And so, because that became my viewpoint, I could not see how I could ask staff to view Family Service of Champaign County as anything more than a show up, do your job, and go home. Because if they aren't willing to invest in you, if they don't care about you as an employee, why should you care about them? And Family Service had proven, Nicole and Evan had proven that they didn't care, that they were simply going to do what they wanted. So why should I be in a position where I asked employees to care? One of the rough parts, though, is, of course, that means I was leaving the people I supervised and did care what happened to them in the hands of the executive director, because chances were that she was going to, in fact, put somebody in my role to replace me who simply would agree with whatever she wanted to do, however she wanted to do it. And lo and behold, the person she picked to replace me was, in fact, Evan. I think she rewarded him for just going along with her process, or lack thereof, one during my grievance. I think his reward was that he got my job. So, yeah, I really kind of do feel bad for the employees, because now they have Nicole at the top and Evan under, who will just do whatever they need to get whatever they want. And no process matters. And because I feel that is what happened, in addition to the reasons I gave in the book, I could not stay, because I couldn't look people in the face on a daily basis and ask them to believe in people I didn't believe in. And that is totally why, that is at least part of why I'm not there. Like, subscribe to the channel, to the video, all of that stuff, and we'll see you next time.